6197.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere sprayer from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See & Spray to target weeds in season, in corn and soybeans, and use less herbicide per acre. Utilize Exact Apply to save in chemical usage and prevent over-application. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mix Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and we pay for CDL training. Apply today to earn an average total compensation of $50,000 to $60,000 your first year driving. From Nebco's beginnings in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Red.
This is former Husker and NFL veteran Jay Foreman. Some kids worry about making the team. Others worry about where they'll sleep at night. In Lincoln, over 3,000 kids are at risk of homelessness. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day on Wednesday, May 24th, your gift goes even further. Go to givelincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys want a happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I want to know what it's like to commit a crime without having to spend time in jail.
Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico joining you as usual. Rico, what's up?
Hey there.
How's life?
So far, so good.
Need the rain to stay away.
Yeah, Nick needs bugs.
Need the rain to stay away bad.
Although, after it, sprinkle and then stop, and then more bugs will be out. Maybe.
Is that how it works?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the bug guy.
I am not the bug guy. That's why I'm struggling to find bugs.
I'm an animal guy, not a bug guy, all right?
That's true. We got good variety on this show.
We do.
Animal guy, bug guy, some bit of sports knowledge.
There you go.
That's all you need to do a show on a sports talk radio
What else
station.
do you need?
That's all we need.
Yeah, 93.7 The Ticket, Lincoln's Real Sports Talk with a bug guy and an animal guy on from 1 to 2.
It's almost like 93.7 The Livestock.
Something like that. Just sell peacocks.
We haven't talked about peacocks yet.
Just sell peacocks.
We should not. The ticket does not need The ticket does not need to get into the livestock selling business.
Why?
We don't need it.
You're bringing so much extra moolah.
We're doing just fine. We're about to move.
I mean, we are.
We got a lot of stuff on the horizon.
We are
exciting.
We're doing great, but we could be doing better.
How can we be better tomorrow for perfect today?
Yeah, that's a great question. Great question.
Anyway, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. By the way, I mean, that's a great thing to tell your boss. Well, sir, if I'm perfect today, how can I get better tomorrow?
I'm not conceited because being conceited is a flaw, and I have none.
There it is. Do you want me to get better? Well, then I can't be perfect today. I'm sorry. I got to have an off day
Guess
today.
I'm going to have to take a step back.
I'm going to have to be bad today. Just see how that works out. Let us know. Report back, and then you'll probably have a lot more free time to listen to the ticket.
Yeah, you definitely will.
Anyway, 402-464-5685, the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Allo channel 951. All that stuff is up and running, powered up. And so we're good to go on all those locations for you. We're approaching 5,000 subscribers on YouTube as well. And so
Go ahead, do it. You won't.
Make sure you click that subscribe button if you have not already done so.
Also, if you haven't followed us on Twitter, do that.
Rico,
not just Nick and myself, but obviously the Tickets Twitter account.
Rico, I went to the Stars game last night.
Yes.
And if you were a casual hockey fan that found yourself in the ice box last night and you went strictly because it was a playoff game, tickets were only $10, and the Stars potentially played their last game last night going into it, you were like, all right, I'll head down to the ice box, see how it goes. The first period was perfect for you. A total of 7 goals in the first period.
Oh my goodness.
Lincoln led 4-3 after the first 20 minutes of play. A Fargo player got ejected within the first 8 minutes of the game.
What did he do?
I was watching the puck, so I was sad. I didn't get to see it.
Did he say the magic words? Probably.
No. He initiated head contact with the Stars player, and the dude, the Stars guy just went down to the ice.
Yeah,
and was just laying down there, and so he got a 5-minute major penalty for game misconduct and initiating head contact or something. So, therefore, that means he was booted and out of there. So
Bye-bye.
it was a good game for the Stars in the first 2 periods, led still 4-3 after the second period. And then unfortunately the third period happened where Lincoln tripped Fargo's goalie. They tied up the game on a power play goal. Then they scored another goal to take a 5-4 lead. Then they scored again on another power play goal. And then hit a couple empty netters, and Fargo ends up winning 8-4. And so the score was not really indicative of how the entire game went, because in the last 15 minutes or so of the entire game, that's when Fargo really took the horns. And so Lincoln had a really impressive season. Shout out to Rocky Russo, all of those guys, Coach Rocky Russo, I should say, Mason Marcellus, one of the captains, Cameron Whitehead, who just did not have a typical performance for Cameron Whitehead. So it was a really fun atmosphere, great night. Loved the concession stand prices. I talk about that. I'm pretty passionate about that.
Big concession stand.
And so, when you go in and there's $3 tall boys or $4 drafts, it's hard to beat it. And just food prices aren't bad either.
It's very strange how a place that only charges $10 a ticket can have such cheap amenities. When there are other places who charge more for tickets. Who charge more for the amenities and can seat more people. Not taking shots.
No,
I'm just
the Stars was
throwing it out there.
Every time I go to the ice box, I walk away saying I need to go to more games. I need to go to more Stars games. The Stars know how to do it, because gosh, it's such a good atmosphere and little fan engagement and fan experience. When you talk about music that they play, they're always up, they're always going.
Oh, yeah.
It's just really, really enjoyable to go to. And that's coming from somebody that didn't really know or enjoy hockey up until the last 2 or 3 years. And so if you're just a casual fan looking for a pretty inexpensive night of entertainment and sports, make sure you head over to the ice box at some point and check out the Lincoln Stars when it comes to be that time once again next season. So they finished their season after losing to Fargo. They're eliminated out of the Western Conference Finals and one step away from the Clark Cup Finals, unfortunately. So next year, just keep
take that next step.
Yep. So another, programming note, we can talk about it officially.
Official.
We will have high school state baseball on the airwaves this Friday. We start at 10 a.m. And so we'll have every single game on Friday. First pitches are scheduled for 10 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. on Friday. Similar time spots on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week as well. And hopefully the rain, if there is any potential, chance for rain, that stays away as well.
Say that first part again. Just the announcement. What are we doing? What are we doing?
We are going to broadcast Nebraska High School State Baseball Tournament.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you.
I said give me a hell yeah.
Wow, how about that? We never get that on our show.
There you go. Sometimes you just take things from other shows real quick.
It's pretty important also. It's the first time in 93.7 The Ticket's history that we're going to have state baseball on the airwaves as well.
Ooh.
Not a whole lot of other people do it. And so as we like to do with all of our Nebraska high school prep coverage, we're going to do the most that we can. And that includes pretty much, well, yeah, let's just say it.
Yeah.
Every single Class A game from Warner Park and Tal Anderson Field up in Omaha. So it's going to be a good time. We're excited. And I guess just a nice little plug. If you or your company would like to sponsor and be a part of, history, I guess, with it being the first time that we're broadcasting it on the airwaves, then contact Jake. You can DM one of us, me or Rico, and we'll get you in touch with the right people to talk to. So, all right, 402-464-5685. Got a couple minutes left in this first segment. Want to definitely talk about sports betting here because we didn't get to talk about it a whole lot yesterday, and now new information over the last 24 hours or so.
Honestly, kind of good we didn't talk about it yesterday.
Yeah, has surfaced. We obviously know about Alabama. Well, new information on how they caught Alabama was released.
That was a big question because you were mentioning when we were talking about it before, how it was like 4 different states. And people have been asking, how do you figure out, who's placing the bets? What makes it suspicious if somebody's placing a bet on a game like that? And why do they look into it? So we might have a little bit of that information.
So here is how they caught Alabama. And I was reading this. This comes from Darren Ravel of the Action Network. And this is what he says. A bettor in Ohio who was on the phone with former Alabama manager Brad Bohannon was on the phone with him when the decision to scratch Alabama's best starting pitcher was made. Then the bettor in Ohio placed 2 large wagers on LSU to win. The opposing team at the BetMGM Sportsbook at Great American Ballpark, the game between Alabama and number 1 LSU was slated to begin just a couple hours later. The Tide replaced their best pitcher with a reliever who hadn't started a game in over a month and a half. Alabama ended up losing 8-6, and an independent organization filed a report to state gaming commissions across the country indicating potential malfeasance.
Yes.
To date, 4 states have halted all wagering on Alabama baseball. So, once again, just to put it in layman's terms, basically, Brad Bohannon was on the phone with this guy who was in the sports book in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Minutes after the phone call, this bettor in Ohio put the wager, 2 large wagers on LSU to win and beat the Crimson Tide. And just moments after that, it was announced that Alabama was not going to pitch and start their best starting pitcher, and they instead replaced him with a reliever who hadn't started a game in over a month and a half. So there you have it.
Yeah,
that's why the investigation was opened up.
Yeah, that seems pretty cut and dry on why they were looking into it.
So now, what's interesting is Iowa, the Hawkeyes, are under investigation. Right? Iowa State is also under investigation.
What is the state of Iowa doing?
And so,
do you see how many?
Yeah, there's a lot. I
think it was 111 Hawkeyes.
Yep.
Only 26 are current student athletes.
Yep.
But 111.
Well, so here's what it is. 2 Iowa athletics spokespeople did not respond when asked if it pertained to gambling, if all the suspensions did. However, the director of gaming for the state's commission in Iowa said, quote, "The commission takes the integrity of gaming in the state seriously and is continuing to monitor the situation and will provide any additional information when able." The University of Iowa said in a release that it received information on 111 individuals in total, including 26 current student athletes from baseball, football, men's basketball, men's track and field, and wrestling, along with 1 full-time employee in the athletics department. No coaches, no past or current coaches. The University of Iowa also noted that, quote, "The vast majority of individuals are student, staff, former student athletes, or those with no connection to UI athletics." The list also does not include any current or former coaches, as we just kind of talked about. However, Rico, now what gets interesting is everybody in the country, because we know this is going on in more places.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
You're not going to find one place doing. You can't find one place. You want to keep it in football. You can't find one place cheating and having more coaches on the field and not expect other places not to have the same thing going on. Right? It happens.
And so now, if I am somebody in California or somebody in Nevada or somebody in Missouri who has done this,
Nevada,
I am scared out of my mind.
100%. Terrified.
Because it is only a matter of time until more things get dug up.
Because now they're going to look into
things
it.
Happen, and it's going to be, 5 years ago this happened. 3 years ago this happened.
Mm-hmm.
This last season, here's what happened. It's going to be really interesting because if you're one of those other people or a group of people at another institution, you're going, oh no, we might get caught now. Yep. And it all stemmed from Alabama.
Because if you got away with it before and, however long it's been that you've gotten away with it, now with this Alabama situation and with them actually, realizing, oh, this is happening, not just at Alabama, but at Iowa State, possibly other places. Oh, maybe we need to take a closer look at some of the results of these
let's
things.
Let's go ahead and hold on real quick.
You have a couple of these things where it's like, oh, that was a major upset. Like, oh, I wonder what happened here. Or this happened. This person got, quote unquote injured before this started. Well, I wonder what's going on here. So there's going to be a lot more things that are going to be looked into. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if a lot more universities, a lot more names start popping up over the course of the next couple of months.
So, and then once again, later Monday afternoon, Iowa State had notified the NCAA of approximately 15 athletes on the football, wrestling, and track and field teams for online sports wagering, which would violate NCAA rules.
So my question with that is it just like wagering in general? So let's say they were betting on basket, like NBA games or NFL games.
Don't forget,
or is it directly tied to the university and those things?
Well, don't forget there was a football player that, I want to say he was at Virginia, who got in trouble for wagering on an NBA Finals game, was going to donate his winnings to charity, and he still got suspended for his 6 games.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So I think it's just in general sports wagering. But
that sucks.
402-464-5685 Honda of Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line. Both those continue to be open for you. But just wild stuff because once again, it's if you're that's where it's like each day is more and more stressful for if you participated in this when you weren't supposed to, but you're sitting there going, oh no, it's just a matter of time because they're going to continue digging stuff up and somehow, some way they're going to figure out that somebody was breaking the rules.
Yeesh.
It's going to be wild.
Exciting times in the NCAA.
It's going to be absolutely wild. Let's go to the phone lines. We got Dave on the line. Dave, happy Tuesday, man. What's on your mind today?
Dave. Hey, Rico and Nick. Those guys at Iowa and also that guy back in Ohio who was doing bets for the baseball.
Yeah.
Those guys are stupid. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm guessing the guys in Iowa, all those athletes were probably betting on NBA games or, maybe Major League Baseball. Out here in Vegas, they don't put lines up for college baseball. Maybe the Circa Casino does for a few select games on Friday, but nobody does out here until the College World Series. But I'll tell you how that works. There's a company out here called U.S. Integrity. And a lot of those guys are very bright. They're guys that are working from MIT, Harvard.
Gotcha.
They track bets for FanDuel and DraftKings. And they track bets for a lot of people. So what they can do is, when that guy on the phone in Ohio was making those bets, he's probably trying to bet it more than once. So that casino, and they have the power to do this, and it's perfectly legal. They can trace that phone call from that bettor and find out where it's from. Now, this could happen in Nebraska. It's not just Iowa. If Nebraska had phone betting when wagering starts pretty soon, they could trace a phone call if a student athlete was placing a bet from the Hawks Center or Memorial Stadium or the Devaney Center, and they would notify somebody in Nebraska athletics that they were doing that. You know, you make a phone bet, your call is being traced.
Yeah.
And I know FanDuel and DraftKings, you know, really, I don't know, on ads and TV really, you know, really promote that. But they really don't, you know, let you bet a lot of money, maybe one time, but the next time you win, you're not going to be able to bet again because they'll block you out.
Yeah.
They only want the $100 and the $50 better. I guarantee you that. Because I got friends that quit doing FanDuel and DraftKings out here in Vegas because they've tried to bet $100 and it doesn't work. So they just go to the casino and do a phone bet from there. Hey, you guys got time? Can I tell you a story?
Absolutely.
Hey, November of 2003, the Chiefs were playing the Bengals.
Okay.
Now, the Bengals had a lot of injuries, and there was so much money coming in on the Chiefs. Cincinnati ended up winning that game 24-19 because they had a 77-yard pass from Kitna, and they had a 68-yard punt return. But back in the day when, like, after 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, my supervisor left, so I was in charge of monitoring bets. Now, back in our office, there's 20 computers with 4 desks, and on the counter where I was working at, and I had 2 ticket writers, there's 12 computers. So I can monitor all 5 casinos that the bets were coming from. Now, about 3:15 a.m., you get a bet about $5,000 on the Chiefs from our property at Barbary Coast. Now, that highlights in, like, yellow to say it's a 5,000 limit. So our other casino up the street, the Gold Coast, about 5 minutes away, another bet came in for $5,000. So at that time, I called the Gold Coast and said, what was this guy wearing? Well, he was wearing a red Chiefs hat, and the lady with him was wearing blue jeans and a blue shirt. So I then called surveillance at the Orleans Casino, which is another property we had, and it was right down the street from the Gold Coast. Well, sure enough, those 2 morons tried to bet $5,000 again on the Chiefs. And I called the Suncoast and let the surveillance people know what these people look like and called the sports book and said, hey, you might have 2 people coming in trying to bet $5,000 on the Chiefs. Well, sure enough, they did.
Wow.
So they came down to our main hub, the South Point, about an hour later at 4:30 a.m. I see the guy standing out there by the bar in a red hat, and there's a lady with him. So I called surveillance. So they had 2 security guards coming down. The lady came up to the counter. She tried to bet $5,000. So I said, you can't take it. I said, didn't you guys already bet $5,000 at the Barbary Coast and the Gold Coast? She goes, no. I said, well, you're lying because I got you on surveillance. And so I told her, I said, why don't you go get that guy with the red hat and come over here and let him talk to me. And so I just chewed him out. I said, okay, which one's dumb and which one's dumber? Because we got you on surveillance and you're trying to circumvent the system, trying to bet more than $5,000 one time.
Mm-hmm.
I just got off the phone with my boss. He's going to let you keep those 2 $5,000 bets, but these 2 security guards here are going to take your name and your addresses, and you're banned from all 5 of our properties. And you can no longer bet at our casino again. Well, they end up losing. Our 5 casinos ended up winning $925,000 on that game.
Jeez.
Because the Chiefs lost. Yeah. And
That's
believe me, guys,
insane.
I know how it works. Surveillance, those guys are good, man. They can, as soon as you walk in the casino, they take your picture.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those cameras can see the dirt underneath their fingernail. And they can trace phone calls, and it's all perfectly legal. And anybody who thinks it doesn't, the gaming commission will back them up. But, you know, anytime you're on the phone, bingo, your bet's being traced.
Wow.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're in Iowa, Council Bluffs, and you're betting, your phone bet's being traced. But, hey, I thought I'd just call in and tell you guys.
Yeah.
You know,
We appreciate that, Dave.
Thanks. You know more than we do.
Yeah, and anyway, Nebraska, it's probably a good thing they're not having phone bets because somebody's going to sit at home and just lose a lot of money instead of having to go to the casino.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Dave.
It leaves that temptation out, you know. Thanks, guys.
See you later, Dave. Have a good one. That's wild. That's wild.
Who's dumb and who's dumber?
Who's dumb and who's dumber? Then they got banned from all 5 of their locations. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, sorry. It's just, I mean, once again, I'll go back to it. If you're somebody out there, obviously not listening to this program, but like if somebody's out there and seeing, all right, Alabama, Iowa State, you're just holding on for dear life that it doesn't show up that you guys are found, or getting investigated, because that's just freaky. It's freaky stuff. It's wild. I'd be scared as ever if I could.
Good thing we didn't do that.
It's a good thing we didn't do it. Hopefully Nebraska's all clean as well.
Yes.
Let's hope for somebody said onside kick against Northwestern.
Eye emoji.
Seems fishy.
Don't do it.
I'm kidding.
Don't do it.
I'm kidding. But let's hope not. Because then that'd be like kind of a double whammy. Be a double whammy.
Still lost.
Still lost. Well, no, you lost. Also, it wasn't legal in Nebraska.
All bad.
So not good at all.
All bad.
Not good at all. Let's take a break because we're a little bit behind schedule. Shout out to Dave for what a phone call from Dave.
Great stories.
Yeah, you just don't hear about that. Maybe Nebraska should just not have sports betting. Let's just open that can of worms, huh? Let us know your thoughts. 402-464-5685. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere sprayer from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Leverage the industry's latest technology with See & Spray to target weeds in season in corn and soybeans and use less herbicide per acre. Utilize Exact Apply to save chemical usage and prevent over-application. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, listen up. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heating, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $20 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line. Here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today. Let'sFishNebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornersker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back. For sure. Starter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. StarterHeyman.com.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Herrick Services takes this time to wish all the moms out there a happy Mother's Day. We hope that everyone is able to show how much they care for and respect the moms in their life for this weekend especially, but in everyday life too. This important message comes to you from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, preventing specialists here in Lincoln. Their quality service and expertise has earned them a fine reputation. That's Herrick Services, on the air because they care.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You may be wondering where that rejoin came from. Look at me. Do we have just that audio?
No.
Oh,
I should have.
We should have saved it.
Look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
Time to give background info on that story, because we don't have a lot of time here in this second segment. Unfortunately,
this music going. It's good.
It's good. We brought like kind of a Jamaican beachy vibe.
I wish I was on a beach in Jamaica.
So did she. She said so did I.
I wish I could.
I got a beach at home. So this lady who was living in
Florida and
New Jersey,
Philly,
New Jersey.
I thought it was Philly. I'm pretty sure it was Philly. It was Philadelphia and Florida.
She flew from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Okay. See, it says travel mishap lands New Jersey woman.
Okay.
So
whatever.
Anyway, a Gloucester County woman reached out to the Action News This comes from ABC 6 News in Philadelphia. A woman reached out to the Action News investigative team after a travel mishap landed her nearly 900 miles from her final destination in a different country without a passport.
So close.
Beverly Ellis Hebbard is a self-described seasoned traveler. She jets back and forth from her home in Philadelphia to her second home in Jacksonville, Florida, often.
Her home in Philadelphia?
And she says, well, it says Philadelphia. And she says, quote, I fly once every 6 weeks.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's a lot. She said, I picked Frontier flights because we flew so often.
The picture that they showed as we watched the video, she had like 90,000 miles.
Yes. Now, what's interesting, Ellis Hebbard said she arrived at the Frontier Airlines gate for her flight on November 6th, and the gate board read Philadelphia to Jacksonville. However, she asked her an agent, a travel agent, if she had enough time to run to the restroom. She said yes, about 20 minutes. Ellis Hebbard said when she returned a short time later, she found that the flight was almost fully boarded and the jetway door was about to close. Anyway, long story short, she said she boards the plane, and somebody comes up to her and was like,
she hurt her arm, so the person was
Yes.
helping to dress her arm and help, put bandages on or whatever. And they said, well, at least now you'll be able to relax on the beach with this
In Jamaica
with this while it's healing. And she said, oh no, I wish I was going to Jamaica, but I got a beach where I'm going anyways. And the flight attendant goes, look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
And she did. So she doesn't have a passport. She's going to Jamaica. And she, frankly, without a passport, can't get back.
Nope.
And so she winds up in Jamaica. They understand that there's a pretty big issue here.
Big mishap.
And they left her on the plane. They forced her to stay on the plane.
That sucks. Whoa,
forced her to stay on the plane. And they flew her back to Jacksonville.
Because technically it's U.S. soil if
Yes.
she stays on the plane. Yeah. And then she flew back to Philly. They had to fly her back to Philly, and then
people are getting mad at us, Rico. They said
fly
we butchered this story.
How?
I felt like we explained it decently well.
Well, you were reading directly from the story.
Yeah. I feel like that's right.
You guys butchered this story.
LOL.
All right, here you go. Lady flying from Philly to Florida, got on wrong plane, went to Jamaica, was told
Without
you're going
a passport.
Without a passport, was told you're going to Jamaica. Stayed on the plane, sad, U.S. soil, flew back to Philadelphia, and there you go. She's blaming the gate agent because they didn't tell her, hey, this is because the flight for the Philly to Florida changed gates. They didn't tell her. She went to the same gate, went to Jamaica.
So therefore, that's why the rejoin says, look at me. This plane is going to Jamaica.
There you go.
What a helpless feeling, by the way. You're just up in the air. You're flying.
They're not turning the plane around for one person.
You're not going to turn the plane around.
She should have caused a ruckus. No, I'm just kidding. Then you'd be put on a no-fly list.
Yeah.
And that would be a problem.
What would they do with her?
She'd have to drive.
From Jamaica.
Yeah.
To Philadelphia. By sea.
Yeah. Drive a boat. You can drive boats.
Let me drive the boat.
You don't have to sail a boat. Some boats don't have sails. Let me drive the boat.
Unfortunately, Austin, Thunder Not Calling says, so obviously they didn't check her ticket. Definitely their fault, not hers. And they refunded her that flight and gave her a $600 flight credit to Frontier.
Yep.
Moral of the story, maybe don't fly Frontier.
You're terrible.
I don't know. I'm just saying. You don't hear problems like this with like Delta.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't pay
you don't
attention
fly
to
often?
those. I don't. I've been on a plane twice. Twice?
I've been on a plane. Anyway, let's take a break.
Did you guys know that Nick went to Europe?
That's exactly where I was hoping this would go. Exactly where I was hoping this would go. All right, let's take a break. I got to get out of here. 2 final days. 2 final leave absences.
Growing up right before our eyes.
I feel like it. Gaining weight is in the process as well.
Perfect.
All right, let's take a break. Austin and Strick will join Rico for the crossover. This is a happy hour. 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for a solid, stable career in assembly, CNC machining, or injection molding? We got you covered. Hi, Bob Williams, HR Director for Garner Industries, a world-class manufacturer with a 70-year history right here in Lincoln. And I just listed some great career opportunities that you can find by logging into GarnerIndustries.com. If you want top pay, excellent benefits, flexible work hours, and the opportunity to work in a clean, modern, air-conditioned facility with great people, contact me today by applying online at GarnerIndustries.com.
This is Jay Foreman. When I played football for Nebraska and in the NFL, I wore protective gear to safeguard my health. Today, I'm not only protecting my health, but everyone in our community by staying up to date with the bivalent COVID vaccine. Update your protection with the bivalent COVID vaccine while it's still free. Find out more at healthylincoln.org. That's healthylincoln.org.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Breathe easier inside your home with Bryant. Eliminate allergens and odors and control humidity too. For a breath of fresh air, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms later today too, with a high of around 81. Tonight, we'll see another chance of showers and storms with a low of around 60. And tomorrow, we'll see a continued chance of showers and storms. See an afternoon high tomorrow of around 80. Meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln by offering a number of services. From group homes for special needs adults to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the intellectual and developmental disability services your loved one needs to live a fulfilling life. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a more rewarding career, learn more about available positions. Learn more about services for your loved ones or employment today at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
This is former Husker and NFL veteran Jay Foreman. Some kids worry about making the team. Others worry about where they'll sleep at night. In Lincoln, over 3,000 kids are at risk of homelessness. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day on Wednesday, May 24th, your gift goes even further. Go to givelincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
Allo is here to give you the FYI. Are your shows buffering? We know why. Are your games lagging? Don't deny. Your work calls dropping? Here's the FYI. Your old school internet company can't keep up. They give it a try. Their network isn't enough. Don't get trapped in their gimmicks and lies. It's time to fiber your internet with Allo. Honest, local, and hassle-free is what we stand by. Experience Allo Internet. Visit allofiber.com/FYI.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Ready to upgrade your combine with new technology to make your harvest more efficient, meaning more money in your pocket? The team at Landmark Implement is here to help find the right combine for harvest. Plus, when you purchase a pre-owned combine from Landmark, you are backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network, along with mobile techs and parts drop-off points to keep you up and running, reducing downtime. View inventory online at landmarkimp.com or stop by your local Landmark to experience the Landmark difference.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I vomited last night.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I literally vomited. I threw up.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to the Happy Hour. That rejoin was a fake Knicks fan, Stephen A. Smith. And that's how I felt last night, though. In the Knicks' terrible display of basketball, if you could even call it that. I vomited last night.
You're sad.
I am.
Unfortunately, the forks are plastic here.
I wanted to stick a fork in the outlet.
You're disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
You're upset.
I'm broken.
You're broken.
Mm-hmm.
Then let's just do a reset and
no, because that'll make me happy again. Stop trying to get at it. Stop.
Let's just do a reset.
You know when we'll reset. You know when we'll reset? When football season starts.
Okay.
When the Knicks come back from down 3-1. Does that count for a reset?
Yeah.
I guess we'll never reset.
If they reset, okay, that's a deal. If they come back and win it, reset.
Sure. Yeah.
It's a bet.
Okay.
I love it.
I will be extremely happy, and then we can reset, and I can get right back to 9-1. So you'll be rooting for the Knicks. So you can get a reset.
Listen, okay, so this I get this question all the time, Rico, and my gosh, I need a massage so bad on my neck. It is one of the worst things, the feeling when you get those cricks like in the parts of your neck. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But I get that question all the time about, who do I support? Who's my favorite teams? Whether it be for football or basketball. And my answer is this. I support by way of rank where I played, what city I played in, and what organization I like the best going down to the worst. So in essence, if one of the worst teams as far as the organization that I didn't like, I would support the other team over them if they played against each other.
Makes sense.
So for me and Dylan Brooks and all of that crew, they were the least favorite of my rooting status as far as a hierarchy.
Yeah, no, that checks
out. So I didn't care that they went out. Now, I was a little bit more disappointed, but not totally upset by the fact that the Bucks went out.
Yeah.
But I'm still rooting for the Knicks because they in my hierarchy were third. Second, 1A and 1B, Dallas first, and 1B, they're kind of about the same spot as Boston. So Boston's still alive. And that's my
for
favorite.
now.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what that series is. Is it tied?
2-2.
Is it 2-2?
Yeah.
That one's going back and forth. I haven't been paying attention. After the Knicks play,
they're more live than the Knicks.
They get the early game. After that, I stop watching basketball. For so far 3 of the nights.
Okay, so I'm like that too. Like if Nebraska plays an 11 a.m. game, I'm not watching college football the rest of the day if they lose, because all I'm going to see is the highlights of Nebraska getting beat over and over again. I just don't want to watch it anymore.
I watch it just because I'll watch games where I feel like I know the result, or I feel like there's going to be a decent upset, just so I can be happy. I can feel happiness again.
I'm more likely, though. Sorry, Straight.
No,
I'm
you're
more
good.
likely to watch college football after Nebraska loses than I am watch college basketball after Duke loses, though. Like if Duke loses, I am not logging back onto social media. I'm not turning the TV on. I'm playing Call of Duty.
You're just done?
Yeah, I'm just done. I'll wake up the next morning. I'll regroup. I'll, have my thoughts together, and then I'll move on. But that night, I'm done.
Well, it doesn't happen very often for you, so it's okay.
Outside, let's just talk football.
Yep.
College football. Outside of the Big Ten, what is your hierarchy of interest
in terms of
conferences that would be playing on TV that your eyes would be more focused on those games, maybe a shift over, but you're getting back to, because I do that quite often. What's your hierarchy?
SEC.
Okay.
This is going to be weird. American.
Ooh.
Big 12. ACC. Pac-12. ACC. Maction. Pac-12. Everyone else.
Wow. So Pac-12 basically at the bottom.
Pac-12 is pretty much Pac-12 is pretty much the worst. I don't really.
Is that only because it's late?
It's
like late games. Is that why? Is it because their games are
except Utah?
Okay.
I don't know why, but I love watching Utah play football.
Okay.
For me, it's Pac-12 After Dark is number one. Not the Pac-12, but Pac-12
After Dark. That one's pretty nice.
Yeah, the late ones, because I'm up anyways, and it's just going to be.
I mean, if you give me Washington State, usually I'll watch them.
Something nuts is going to happen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So Pac-12 After Dark is up there. I like the Big 12. There's just always a competitive game. Always. All the time. It's, brands I know a little bit better, a little closer to home. I'll throw the SEC in there at third. A high-level ACC game. Definitely the lower ACC I'm not touching.
You're not going to watch Boston College and Wake Forest?
I'm not watching Boston College. I'm not watching Wake Forest. I'm not watching Pitt. I'm not watching the Tar Heels. I'm not watching Virginia. I'm not watching Virginia Tech. Really, if it's
Miami, Florida
Clemson,
State?
Miami, Florida State.
So you're not watching the ACC. You're watching
not really.
Clemson, Miami, Florida State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Pac-12. And then everyone else.
I don't know why, but I love the American. It's high flying. It's action packed. I just feel like there's a lot more, even if it's not there's more action in the American than there are in a lot of other conferences. So you'll get a big play like every third play or something. It's fantastic. I just love it.
There's a guy I know that It means a lot to me. It's done a lot for me. One time referred to Maction as McAction.
Yep.
I will never
For
do Tuesday
always.
nights the same ever again.
Dude, Maction
McAction.
is awesome because it's just one of those days where you just forget and you're just scrolling through the channels. So you're like, oh, there's football. This isn't a replay. You're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm gonna watch Ohio and Bowling Green.
Like on a Thursday night.
Why not?
Yeah. I understand.
Some of the Mountain West After Dark is kind of nuts too. CBS Sports Network.
Mountain West is pretty nice.
Yeah.
What about you?
I thought I was going to be able to skate out of here.
I
knew freaking Rico. If anybody's going to just circle back.
You know what? Here,
Saki.
I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute to give yours.
We've got. I think I'll go SEC.
Okay.
Then it would go Big 12, and I would say Pac-12 is last, and then
ACC in between there.
Yeah, ACC American, kind of whoever is the best matchup at that point. Yeah.
Watch out for the Sun Belt. Sun Belt's coming.
That's
all I'm gonna say.
The Fun Belt.
The Fun Belt. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Sun Belt's coming.
I love all the wacky nicknames for conferences. It's fantastic. The Fun Belt, Maction, Pac-12 After Dark. Yeah, I'm talking Group of 5 conferences. Pac-12. That's
Big 12 or Big 10 before daybreak.
Exactly. It's fantastic. It's whatever. But hey, gentlemen, have yourselves a great show. I know you're going to have an action-packed one on the block with these two yahoos up next. Adios.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Honk if you love trucks and bucks. Hold it. If you're in traffic, maybe not. Hey, we know you've been waiting for a while, but we're excited to announce that Trucks and Bucks is finally back. And this year, we're giving away 8 Atlas Blue 2023 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew Flex Fuel trucks. So get to your nearest Nebraska Lottery retailer and play $2 Trucks and Bucks today.